Hey guys, what's up? It's Daniel Gerfinkel, founder and CEO of Lucky Credit. I wanted to make this video so you guys could understand what it's like working with us. I always get asked, what does it cost? What's the timeline? What's included? What do you guys do? I'm going to answer all of those questions on this video, so please make sure to watch it in its entirety before we get on a call together. So, what do we do here? The best way I can describe it is we are expert tailors, right? But instead of creating a fashion solution for our clients, we create a finance solution. Instead of getting a bespoke suit, you get a bespoke credit strategy that's long-term and repeatable, so you can get $100,000 to $300,000 at 0% interest every single year forever, right? Why do we do this? We do this because we are fiduciaries. We act in your best interest. We are not a broker. We don't get commissions or kickbacks from bringing you to a particular bank or lender. We strictly look out for your best interest, which means getting you the most 0% interest capital possible. So when you work with us, you know that we're not, looking to just get a commission. Our goal is to make sure your business is funded in the most optimal way. We do this with a long-term funding strategy where you get access to multiple banks, multiple 0% interest lines of credit, and you get even more connections other than that, like business lines of credit, real estate finance, SBA, equipment. We have so much more that we can get you access to. But we work one-on-one to create a bespoke plan for you. That's the most important part. We don't have a cookie cutter sequence that we blast you through or just blast out a bunch of applications and see what fits. We're going to make sure that what we do is actually the best, the most ideal plan for you in your business. So what does that plan look like when we're actually executing it? This is our average funding roadmap for most clients. It's going to last between 7 and 90 days, depending on your situation and how fast you execute our steps. There's some steps we do, there's some steps you do. So everyone starts off with a full audit, personal, business, personal credit, business credit, financials, LLC, your goals, your location, where you want to be located. Literally everything gets taken into account for your funding strategy. From there, we will develop a funding plan. We'll present you all of the options and all the routes that we could take to get you to your goal. And whichever one you feel is the best fit, obviously with our guidance, we'll help you decide. We will take that path and we will execute it. What that means is we're going to have to make some steps. We have to optimize most credit profiles before we get funding so we can get the best results. So we're going to look at your profile, figure out, hey, what can we do? Increase to remove, utilization, little things like that that just make you look as ideal as possible to the underwriters at the banks. And we also provide, support for this part. We provide support during every single one of these stages through text, email, phone, Zoom, whatever communication method works best for you. We will communicate and make sure that everything here gets handled correctly. Once that's done, you are ready for funding. So we get you ready, and then we're going to introduce you to our connections from the bank. So our business bankers, the ones that I talked about in the last video, those are key to getting us the high limit approvals. You're already ready to go. They know that you're coming. It's like a well-rehearsed dance when you actually get on the call with them, and then you get your funding. So you go through our funding sequence, you get your cards. Now it's time to deploy your capital. So if you can just swipe your cards, deploy it in your business, fantastic. If you need to turn it into cash, we do have a liquidation service integrated with our business. So we are able to help clients liquidate their credit into cash. So that way you can put it towards, let's say, a real estate down payment or some type of asset that you need to buy with debit. You can't swipe a credit card for it. We're also going to make sure you hit all of your bonuses and that you can do some cool travel hacks if you want to travel after. After that, we're going to remove all your inquiries. We're going to execute a strategy to increase your limits and get you ready for the next round of funding. So that's the first round. First round done. I know I said, hey, we include other rounds of funding. So how do we do that? So we will prepare a strategy throughout the entire year for how you actually use that funding to make sure that when the time comes to get more, you're ready. And it's just another snap of the fingers, you get approved. So we can repeat this process a couple times. In our 2-year engagement period, typically you can fit about 2 to 3 rounds of 6-figure 0% interest funding when you work with us. But again, we don't limit you. If you want to go for more, we absolutely will. In the end, the goal is that you become the credit master yourself. You'll have all of our connections. You get to keep those and use them however you like. So how does our offer break down? What are the costs? So we have two models for working with us. We have one that's the flat fee model. This is my personal favorite. This is what I recommend for any business owner that's really serious about growing their business as much as they can and getting capital as cheap as possible. So this will cost between $8,000 and $12,000 paid in full upfront, and this includes 2 years of unlimited funding. So unlimited funding rounds, typically you're getting 100 to 300 per funding round. You are limited by how many funding rounds you can do. We'll go into that on the funding consultation, but you can repeat this strategy every year. So you'll be getting at least 6 figures in 0% interest funding every single year forever if you're qualified. So how that breaks down during the time we work together is about 2 to 3 rounds. You'll also keep our relationship managers that we introduce you to forever. You won't have to pay extra for that like some other people do. And you also get unlimited direct access to me via Zoom, text, phone for strategy, consulting, optimization, education, anything you need regarding credit. I'm there to assist you to make sure that you have all of the answers and information. We're also going to make a custom and bespoke funding strategy specifically for you, so you know what you have to do throughout that entire time period to make sure that your credit is as strong as possible and you get the best funding results. And during this whole time, you are also learning. We're peeling back the curtain of this mysterious funding industry, and you're actually understanding what's going on in underwriting, what's going on in the banks, what factors are affecting you getting funded. We also have some nice bonuses that come with this, like done for you inquiry removal and credit repair. If you have some negatives and you want to get your credit fixed and get funded at the same time, this is a great option. We don't charge extra for that. We have a liquidation service. Obviously, there is a fee associated with it, but you do get access to it when you work with us. Travel hacking as well. You will get a bunch of sign-up bonuses as well as bonuses when you spend money just normally in your business. This can translate to tens of thousands of dollars in free first-class flights. And I will personally guide you through your first couple travel hacks. You also get access to our entire Rolodex of contacts for various financial products. So there won't be additional broker fees or charges if you want to get a business line of credit, SBA, real estate, private money, equipment finance, collateralized lending. All of that is included with our service, okay? So if that's not a good fit for you, if you don't want all of these features, or maybe you're not super liquid right now, but you still have good credit and you're looking to get funded as soon as possible, we do have the performance model. So this is ideal for newer business owners that probably are a little tight on cash, but still have good credit and are looking for a one-time solution to get some money, test this out. Maybe you'll work with us for the flat fee model in the future, but this model gets you into our system with a very low upfront payment and a success fee. So you pay in, at the end out of the successful funding that we get you. You work with my team. We also, we'll provide inquiry removal, stuff like that. You'll still work with our bankers. You don't get to keep them forever, unfortunately. And you will get $50,000 to $150,000 at 0% interest in your round. So the fees taken out as a percentage at the end, it works out to be a little more expensive than the flat fee model over time, obviously. So that's why I recommend working with us on this. We do have the performance just for the people that do need it, though. So I always recommend getting funded with an expert, whether it's with us, whether it's with someone else. I don't recommend you try this at home. Funding is a lot more difficult than it was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's much harder to get nice limits by yourself. It's really crucial to have an expert guide you during this process, because if you make mistakes, you could waste a lot of time, you could waste a lot of money, and you can miss out on a lot of opportunities by not having that capital available. So I say don't cheap out here and try and do this yourself off YouTube videos and online guides. Most of the time, those are completely outdated, and the banking requirements have changed so much from when all those were popular. We really want to make sure that you get put in the best position possible. If you're willing to invest in it, we will help you do that. So, and maybe you've gotten funded before, maybe you've had decent results. Most likely we could have gotten better. and you'll get even better results when you work with us. Really, there isn't any, negatives to working with an expert for funding. We have a very, very solid system. We have a ton of experience. So at the very least, I recommend just having a consultation with us, get some free information, and then make a decision if you want to try this, by yourself or with a funding company. So I say check out the other funding companies because it makes us look better. I really started this business because I saw how poorly, the funding companies on the market were performing. They didn't have a long-term focus. We have a long-term focus where we get you at least 2 funding rounds when you work with us. And we have a long-term approach. So we work with successful business owners, not just new entrepreneurs. We make sure you have the proper foundation built so funding will come easily once it's established. And this way, your 0% limits will only get higher and higher. Problem I see a lot is people get funded once, they kind of do it wrong, and then they can't get more. So you kind of get caught in the cycle of like you got credit, but now you can't get it again. And you don't want to end up in kind of that limbo situation. You have to be very strategic, especially with this industry changing so much, with things becoming a lot more difficult. You have to prioritize getting high limit cards that you can repeatedly refresh to 0% on. That's our focus here. So we'll help you with that. We're flexible on when you need the funding. You can get it when you need it. We're not rushing you, trying to get you, the fastest approvals possible just so we can get paid. We're really focused on making sure our results, are the best they possibly could be. And we do this. We have a US-based team. We work directly in the office all the time. So we're very quick to respond. We have a very tight relationship with our bankers. Our bankers love working with us. We're not outsourcing you guys to VAs and, kind of having this whole system out of our control. We control every part of the process. So along with that comes great service. If you are, a serious business owner, I think you understand the importance of having really good service and speed for when you're working on this. And again, you're also going to get the education and resources so you can do this yourself. I'm not going to gatekeep our strategies. You pay us, your family now is the closest way I can say it. So I know everything here sounds good, but you probably want to guarantee that this is going to work for you. And for most people, once we get on a funding consultation, I look at your profile and kind of gauge like, hey, are you going to do the steps? I could probably give you a guarantee. I'm confident making those types of bets, but long story short, it's difficult to guarantee results in this business. I can only guarantee the results if you follow all of our steps and follow our instructions exactly as we say. The amount and timelines of your funding, they'll depend on your situation. It's something we're going to discuss on a call. But for whatever reason, like if we follow all of our steps, we do everything and we don't get you funded, we'll send you your money back. It's really not a big deal. That's how confident I am in our service. If you trust us and for some reason it doesn't work out, I run this business with my face and, my name out there. So it's pretty easy to find me. I want to make sure all of our clients are taken care of. So in summary, if you're a business owner, you need capital, 0% interest business credit cards are really the best. And I think after you watch this video, you'll probably also understand how we're the best solution for doing this inside of your business. I'm really looking forward to working with you guys. Book a call down below if you haven't already, and we'll talk very soon.